Morning, everyone. I was just talking to the mayor. He'll be joining us shortly.
Yes, sir.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry,
Billy, I get
I had some reconfiguring of some monitors and whatnot, and I'm finding that I'm having to readjust all my settings on what camera and speakers and all the things. So I apologize.
No, been there, done that, Superintendent. Totally understand.
and just confirming you all can hear me.
Yes, sir.
All right. Got you tell me whenever Mayor Jenkins joins us and we'll call the meeting to order.
I'm
There he
here.
is. Morning,
All
Mayor.
right.
Morning.
Well, with that said, then we will call to order our special called Zoom meeting of the Scott County Revenue Commission for Wednesday, December 17th, and it's 10 a.m. And I'll call the roll. I've let the record reflect that Joe Covington is present, and then I've got Mayor Jenkins. Mayor Jenkins, you're present, and then we also have Superintendent Billy Parker.
Yes, sir.
All right. So with that said, we have a quorum and we can conduct business and move forward with that. First item of consideration is the approval of minutes from the last meeting.
Can everyone see the minutes on the share screen?
Yes.
Great.
Any questions or comments related to those that were shared via email?
I make a motion that the minutes be approved as written.
And I'll second that.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. And that will move us to general counsel updates from Phil.
Good morning, everyone. You may recall at last month's meeting, the board approved financial terms of a new lease. I incorporated that into a document and Judge Covington and Scott signed off on that. I delivered that to the water company on December 1st. Monday of this week, they returned back to us the fully executed lease. So this issue is now resolved. Our new lease agreement the terms of which will take effect on January 1 of 2026 and run for a new 5-year period through December of 2030. And we're pleased to have this finally resolved and put behind us. Any questions from any of the board or anyone on the lease?
I would echo your comments. We're glad to have that finalized and put behind us. And you all are in a great spot. It's great accessibility and a good place to conduct business. So I'm glad that is navigated. Any
Thank you,
other
sir.
comments? If there's no other comments, then Phil, do you have any other updates?
No, sir. That will be it for this month.
Okay. Then we'll turn it back over to Scott for item number 5.
Hey, we have two penalty and interest abatement requests. The staff report is being shared now. So we have two. They're both approvals. The first one here is for $75. Actually, the city, county, and school splits on that are incorrect. This is an old one. Bear with me here just a second. Let me correct that. If that was left over from last month. So it's $75. This particular taxpayer is requesting the late filing penalties for payroll tax for the month of August 2025. The taxpayer's written narrative states that the reason for the delinquency is that they had significant health issues relating to COVID that prohibited the taxpayer from timely filing their August payroll tax return. All tax liability has been paid per Revenue Commission policy. This does establish reasonable cause for abatement, and staff recommendation is to approve this request in the amount of $75.
Any questions or comments related to that recommendation?
No, sir. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. Any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. I think there's one more, correct, Scott?
Yes, thank you, Judge. Taxpayer B here, this is a much larger abatement amount. This is 9,117.02. 8,075 of that is penalties, 1,042.02 is interest, and you can see the city, county, and school splits on that. Again, this is payroll tax. It's for the third quarter of 2025, which just ended in September. Now, this is a little bit of an unusual situation, but they're requesting this because the taxpayer is a payroll company that recently acquired another payroll company. The prior ownership failed to make business records available to the new owners in a timely fashion, which led to the late filing and late payments of dozens of clients' accounts. That's why the large amount. Per Revenue Commission penalty and interest abatement policy, unavailability of relevant business records does indeed constitute reasonable cause for penalty and interest abatement. So after discussion internally, our staff recommendation is to approve this request.
Questions or comments?
Well, I see my cut's gonna be cut out there, but I'll say I will make a motion that we approve this request.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and we have a second. Any other comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. That will move us to number 6 and leave that with Scott.
Okay, we do have a mid-year budget adjustment here to share with you. It's being shared on the screen. The cell that's highlighted here is the bottom line. It's an increase of $6,251.64. That means in the next 6 months, the city will pay an additional $2,500 and change, the county as well, and then $1,250 and change for the school board. Takes us from our originally approved budget for this fiscal year from $1,484,000 to $1,491,000. So not a lot of bullet points here. I've color coded it here. The red ones are situations where the amount has increased. We do have a few decreases, but overall it's again $6,251.64. First one here is our Robert Half for our temporary help, the senior accountant. Typically they have a 1.5% increase. They've done that the past few years. That's what this represents. The second one here is our QuickBooks software license went up a little bit, so we've adjusted for that. The Postal Service continues to increase costs. So actually, for the first 6 months, we've already spent $6,000 in postage of the $10,000 that we budgeted. So we're on track to be more like $12,000. So we've increased that by $2,000. Our legal research subscription, we had an increase on that subscription as well. As we discussed, we have a new rent agreement which takes effect. The first new payment will be January 1. So we've added that in as well. There's a couple decreases in here. KCGC, I think that was an error on my part. I may have overestimated the original budget, and I think there were some credits due to the difficulties we had when we did the rollout in April, in late April. I think in May and June we were putting the budget together. I was not working with a good number, so we did get some credits on that due to the difficulties we had. Offsite storage is going up a little bit. Hopefully we will not realize that full increase because we're going to be putting the remaining 5 filing cabinets up for auction, public auction, and we'll be getting rid of that within the next month or two, hopefully. Our lease on our 2018 Highlander continues to go down as the maintenance cost on that decrease for us. So that decrease is reflected there. And of course, fuel prices have come down significantly. So we've not spent anywhere close to the 400 so far. So we're going to drop that down 200. And our auto policy on the insurance policy on the Highlander had a $132 increase, which will be recognized in the next 6 months. So those are the line items on the budget. Anybody have any questions on any of those items?
No, I appreciate the details, and looks like we're pretty spot on where you estimated out to be at, back when you made the document. Always appreciate the the time that goes into making it as close as you can. So other comments?
Yeah, Scott, I was just going to say did not reach out prior to the meeting because you've demonstrated that you're really great at making sure there's clear transparency and there's a level of detail with the reporting that helps us understand where we are in terms of any budget adjustments, and I appreciate that. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Same here. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Would there be a motion to approve as presented?
Yes, sir. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. That will move us then into just general discussion.
All right, so you should see that now reflected on the screen. As far as the Cabinet for Economic Development, there were no new incentive projects for the month of November to report. We did make our KJRA payments to that particular employer as normal in November. We do have individual compliance efforts to report this month. It's quite a barn burner, $165,000. You can see Phil had over $4,000 in delinquent collections. That's 61% of that was net profit. Tammy, our senior auditor, had over $12,000 and 51% of that was payroll tax. Michelle Disney had over $23,000. 66% of that was also payroll tax. And then Denny had $126,000. $83,000 of that was one employer who had gotten behind, and he pursued them and got that collected. 81% of that was payroll. So big payroll tax delinquent collections for the month, but $165,744 is a great month.
I'll say kudos to all, and Denny, appreciate everybody's work, but that one's a outlier for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big one.
Does Denny get the toaster now since he was a big winner?
We're going to have our gift exchange tomorrow, Mayor. A token of my appreciation will be in his stocking.
Yeah, tell him that. Yeah. Make sure you sign our name to it so they know that we appreciate it. Okay.
Will do. Next item is the electronic payment summary. Just a brief look at what November looked like. 61,000 of what we collected came in through electronic payments. It's about a 50-50 split that month, November. A little bit more in payroll came in electronically. And as you can see, the bottom numbers there consistently right around 75-80% every month is the e-checks versus credit card payments. And of course, that's because that's a flat $1.95 fee, whether they owe us $10 or $10,000, whereas the credit and debit cards, it's a percentage of what they owe. So that continues to be very popular. Any questions on the electronic payment summary?
No, sir.
No questions from me.
All right. That'll take us to our monthly collection stats. They've all been filled in here below in yellow. As you can see, it was a very good month. We were up $965,000 overall compared to the same month last year, which is a 23.7% increase. The city was up $402,000, which is a 24% increase. The county was up $427,000, which was a 21% increase. And the school board aggregate collections were up $134,000, almost $135,000, which is a 30% increase. So a very strong month of November. Again, probably a lot of this is deferred collections. This is probably taxes, as we've talked about this year, that would have been collected either in April or in October, but because of the federal disaster declaration, people had longer and were delaying making these payments. So the follow-up to that, the last bullet point here is, of course, our quarterly stats. This line here, this reflects what I just gave you here, the city, county, and school increases. For the quarter so far, with 1 month left to go, we're 1.4 million up over the same quarter last year with 2 months, and that puts us right now $1.2 million in aggregate collections over where we were at this same time last year. That's $550,000 more collected for the city, $641,000 more collected for the county, and another $36,000 collected for the school board. I also have put in here what your actual distributions were, what you look like year to date for this fiscal year. We've distributed 481,000 more to the city than we had at this time yet last year, 397,000 more to the county, and in a little bit of a deficit there, Superintendent Parker. That's because we've had some large overpayments. We've discussed this in prior meetings. I think you might not have been at them, may have been Gina, where we kind of had a double whammy there, where you were competing against some months last year where you were getting huge payroll payments. It looks like instead of calculating the school tax at 0.5%, this particular employer was using 5%. So they were grossly overestimating their estimated payments. And as such, there's also been some refunds. That's why you're up. You're still up a little bit in terms of the aggregate collections, but still down a little bit. That was close to about 200,000. So with these increases, we're knocking it down quite a bit, and hope to get you in positive territory here in the next couple of months. But you had a kind of a double whammy there. You had one employer that had really overestimated last year about this time. You were getting more money than was actually due, and then there have been some refunds on top of that. So any questions on that?
I appreciate those stats and the detail, and very helpful to me. Anyone else?
No.
No, sir. Very, yeah,
Wow.
always great detail, and appreciate it.
All righty. So then we'll go here to where we are in terms of new accounts and closed accounts for the month of November. Down here where it's highlighted in yellow, you can see we had 85 new accounts, 62 closed. That compares to last November, which was 70 and 19. Then you have our cumulative numbers up here. We're currently, we've broken 1,000, so 1,071 open is where we are with 1 month left to go. We track this on a calendar year basis, and 390 closed. So for the 11 months so far this year, we've averaged 97 new accounts a month and 35 closed. And again, that compares with 1,070 is where we were this time last year, and 487. So we're pretty much dead even with the new accounts, but we're about 97 accounts fewer closed this year. So we're doing a little bit better, not as many closed this year. But what you can see here when you look at this, we've not had a year below 1,000 new accounts since 2020. So we're on a 5-year stretch here. We're 5 consecutive years over 1,000 new accounts every year. So that's good news as well. We're currently sitting at the time we ran these numbers at 11,013 open active accounts. Any questions on any of that?
No.
Nope.
Okay, well, if there's no questions on the general discussion, I believe that takes us to our next meeting in January. We'll get back to our 4th Wednesday schedule. No special call in January. It will be Wednesday the 28th at 10 a.m.
Sounds good. I'd like to just say thanks to everybody's work here in 2025, and wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. So
Same here. Thank
anybody
you.
else? All right. Would there be a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor, push leave the meeting.
Leave the meeting.
We're adjourned, and y'all be careful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Merry
You too.
Christmas. Happy holidays.
Merry
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Bye-bye.